Next up, we're going to quickly talk about blocks made with Affiniti Standards. And what I mean is we have several blocks that we have built windows and doors and so many other pieces that you can pull from. Where these are located would actually be under the M drive or SBS Architect Home 4, depending on how the network is set up. But inside there, it's the same folder that has CAD standards, etc. You'll see this library SketchUp folder. This is the one that you would want to use. You would come in here and you can see that this is where all of our blocks would be, templates, so on and so forth, and we'll talk more about a lot of these features later. But really what I want to look at today is under here in library collections, and here is where we're going to find most of our blocks to build houses. Specifically today we're going to look at, say the doors, door exterior swing doors, as well as windows, blocks, windows. Today we're going to use single hung, or excuse me, casement just to look at, but we have groups for single hung as well as casement. We have garage doors, nano doors, sliding glass doors, interior doors, as well as, different gates and gutters and pretty much anything you're looking for. This is where it'll be. One important to note is that this is controlled here on my computer and gets synced every day. So if you make a change to any one of these files, the sync will copy over that and your change will be lost. If you need an additional block or to change a block, save out as a different file and email it to me or let me know, and I can make the update so that the master list gets updated. Okay, so let's quickly look at let's say swing doors and casement windows, which will show you how a lot of these things will work, and a lot of the features I'm going to show you within these blocks will be built into every one of these types of files. So I'm going to open up, this is my swing door folder, or excuse me, swing door block file, and what you'll see in here is I have a matrix set up, and you can see this is a single 2068, single 2468, 2628, 210, 30, 3640, and then so the widths change going from left to right, and then the heights change going up. So this would be 68, this will be 80, 90, and 10. Every once in a while I'll need, say, a 70, so I'll eventually add to the matrix and add a 70 in there just to have all the pieces. And then over here you'll see that this is our double doors, which matches what's going on over here. Double 20, double 40, 6, 26, 28, 210, 30, 36, 40, and again the heights go up. And then similarly, this is the exact same, except these have transoms built in. And then as we go up, you can see I'm going to continue to work on the matrix as I move up. But this will be a solid door. And then I have some pieces where we have louver doors. Kind of build them as I need them and try to fill in when I can. So that's the idea, is that they'll be full glass, they'll be solid, they'll be 2/3 glass. Really try to fill in this to have all the pieces that we would need. Over here you'll find some specialty doors, side lights or whatnot, that pieces are already there that can be manipulated as needed. Similarly, you'll see that this is my window matrix, where starts off at the basic of going left to right. Again would be our width, 10, 16, 20, 26, 30, 36, 40, by the height, 2 foot, 26, 30, all the way down to 10. And so this again is grouped in singles, doubles, and triples, as well as the same thing of singles, doubles, triples with transom. And then anything special I've put over here. And similarly, I built special versions that have corner windows that are slightly different. But what's cool about these is that if you have, let's say, a corner, you can copy oops, excuse me, these windows are made to cut through the wall the way a block typically would. So you can see we can just put them down here, and you can see it cuts one side of the corner, and so then we can actually copy this and scale it by -1 to mirror it, and we can put a copy over here. And so this is made so that you can actually create a corner window pretty easily. Blocks typically do not cut the corners, so this was a cool way of doing that, specialty kind of item. But for most of what you would need, you would see the matrices built in here. So some quick features I'm going to show you of kind of what's built into these blocks that you might not readily see. So let's go to a quick house I built. Just something quick to show you what's going on. I have a roof, some walls, foundation, and my doors and windows. The built inside of these blocks, and it's in every one of the blocks that you were just shown, will be this layer command. And inside of here, the ones that you would need to be aware of right now at least will be, say, the open and closed. Typically the closed is where the layer that would be on that you would need, which is a closed door. But a cool feature is you can actually turn the closed off and put open on, and it shows all the doors open. And so it's just a fun feature that's built into all the doors already. Nothing new you would need to do. You would just kind of create layer tabs that you can show the doors open or closed. Similarly, I have what's called a window backing layer, which, as you can see, you cannot see through the house right now because I have this window backing layer on. If I hide this roof, you can see that there's this plane that's behind the window. And there's reasons why you would want it on and reasons why you'd want it off. So say I'm doing a perspective view like this, it'd be kind of cool to turn that off, and you can see now I can see through my doors and windows and see into the house. Maybe I want to do a front elevation. Let's see here. There, and so instead of having it off, which right now is not a big deal, but if I were to have, say, some doors and windows back here, let's just put some cuts in here real quick and show you why. So now if I were to come here, if I were to turn this window backing layer off, you would see that I can see through, and it's kind of distracting, and it's not really what you would want from a front elevation view. So this window backing really helps close that off and creates more of the flat 2D look that you would want from an elevation perspective. So now we can really get into some cool things. So let's say we're going to do this perspective look. We can turn the window backing off, and so now you would actually see the windows through, and maybe some interior walls if you got into that. And so we're gonna add a new scene manager, which we'll get into scene manager later more specifically. But just know that we can add a view. Say we really like this view, so we'll update there. And maybe we want to show a version with the doors open, so we can add that. So just by changing the layers on or off and adding scene tabs, we can have different views with the doors open or closed. And again, with the backing on or off. And again, you can control all of those by these scene tabs. Similarly to the built-in layering system, I also have materials. So if you click B for the paint bucket and click on the home, you can see that there's a frame material, a glass material, a hardware material, and a molds material. These are all built into the blocks. And what's cool is once these are all in place, I can now come in here, edit, and say change the color of my door window frame to whatever I want it to be, and they all automatically change. My mullions I have set on a different layer because maybe for whatever reason those would want to be different, or you can just match it and make it the same color. Uh, Same thing with the glass. The glass would change automatically. So it's a great, quick, and easy way to change the material across the board for all your doors and windows without having to edit each block of door and window instance. Um, Another layer that is built in is the mullion. Sometimes on a house we want the mullions on, other times we want them off. So we can turn this layer on or off, which turns all of our mullions on or off. So you can even set it up to where, say we have option A, and then we turn the mullions off, and we add a layer, and that's option B, it will turn the mullions on. Oops, sorry, backwards. Turn the mullions off. We'll update so we have a version with the mullions on, version with the mullions off. And so it's a quick way of controlling the mullions as well, without having to actually delete them in case you ever want to come back to put them on. So the same thing, we can have the door open, and then we could turn the mullions off, and we'll add. So now you have a version of doors open with the mullions on or off. And so it's a great way of quickly controlling the different aspects of the door and window blocks. So as you can see that the blocks are set up to have a large amount of functionality, and this is just a quick tutorial to make you aware of what certain things you can look for within the various door and window blocks, as well as all the other ones from a material perspective as well as layering perspective.